Hello. So, why am I at a cemetery? Well, every now and then, um, you just get smacked in the face with reality and the surreality of reality. And you just have to, sit there and accept it because there are some things that are just going to happen and you have no control over them. And no matter how much you fight, eventually you get there and you have to deal with it. Cemeteries. Yeah. Death. That's the word. Death. It happens. And the older you get, the more often you look at pictures and go, oh yeah, I remember that person when they were alive. Yeah. I mean, it's not all terrible, right? I mean, it's just something that happens. We're born, we live, we die. That's kind of the way things go. Nobody gets out of here alive. Well, maybe someone who went to the moon and never came back, but, well, they didn't get out of there alive either then, did they? Well, yeah. So, why am I here other than Mr. R's being maudlin? It's kind of interesting. People think of everything being so permanent. They don't even think about the fact that they're going to die. Every day is just another challenge, and they get up and they go to work and they do their thing and they get pissed off at someone, or they have a nice joke with someone else, or, they just sort of assume that every day is just going to be another day. They're going to get up again and they're going to go to work, or they're going to sleep in for a while and make pancakes and do stuff. Yeah. The problem is, the older you get, the more you realize that this permanence is not permanent, and the only thing that is permanent is that you're going to stop being here after a while. And the longer you survive, the more other people you know who aren't here anymore. And then you know what permanent really is, or at least all you can think of as being permanent, considering, the frame of reference you have. I mean, even these locations, cemeteries, the final resting place of John Smith or Jane Doe. It's really not their final resting place. Oh, sure, their body's there, and some spots like this cemetery here behind me have been there for a very long time, but they won't be there forever. I mean, eventually the sun will go supernova and probably expand and burn up the entire planet, and this place will be reduced to a pile of cinders. If it's still here, though. Only if it's still here. Because long before then, things will have happened where this place will cease to exist. Mankind might die out, be replaced by the cockroaches, or maybe lawyers will buy this place. Well, not lawyers. They only represent the people who'll buy this place. It'll be some, it'll be some multinational group or some, reinvestment group, or one of those multi-conglomerate make life better people groups. It won't be the same. This place will be bought out by somebody who has a lot of money, and people might be lucky enough to have their loved ones' bodies move somewhere. Or, maybe they won't. Because your final resting place is only as final as the people who own the place want it to be. Yeah. You don't think that happens? Well, there's a lot of cemeteries that have become smaller, or their graves have had to be moved around because, well, manifest destiny. Oh, no, that's not the word for it. What's the word for it? Eminent domain. That's another one of those wonderfully big phrases from the 1800s. Eminent domain. When the state or the municipality decides that they need to put an overpass over where you are underlaying. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing's permanent. Eventually, this beautiful, if slightly dreary spot will end up being paved over or nuked or something, We think of so many things as being permanent, but they're not. This too shall pass. All things come to an end. The universe will eventually burn out, fade away. Better to burn out than fade away. Yeah, that's a little phrase from the 60s. It'll go away. Everything goes away eventually. And things that we consider permanent aren't. Yeah. It's just one of those stupid things. Why am I being so blah? I don't know. It's late. I'm tired. And these thoughts creep into my mind. Mr. R's mind, my mind. All those brain cells we share. What happens after death? People have asked that so much because, we have this idea that we're actually permanent, It's a question, isn't it? Are we the body we live in? Are we the sum and total of all of our organs and synapses and all the little electrical and chemical signals that bounce back and forth in our brains? Or are we something else? Something that taps into these bodies and something that is existing on a plane or a dimension that we can't see when we're three-dimensional beings living in a four-dimensional world, universe, existence. Yeah. Maybe there are fifth-dimensional beings that inhabit our bodies, and our whole experience in this world is kind of like the equivalent of going to, going to any kind of an overlook with one of those big, not a camera, but those viewfinders, where you stick your face up against the big metal thing with the two eye holes and put in a quarter, and you can spin it around sideways and look far away and see something. And that's good as long as your money's in there for a time, and you hear the little ticking going by, and eventually, click, everything goes black. And then you have to pull yourself away from this viewfinder and see the reality you're actually in, as opposed to the one that you've been looking through at this thing that looks like a reality, but it's also very limited, and you only have so much access to it because you have to look through this interface, this device. Maybe that's what happens when you die. The little quarter drops and, it runs out of time and click, your view into this reality we're in goes away. And then you have to figure out what the heck you really are because you've spent, 60, 80, 90 years? Well, 90 of our years. Just enough for a quarter in the machine. Could be that. Or, it could be the other thing where click and you're not there anymore. You're nowhere. That whole emptiness that was there before you were existing. Was that Mark Twain said, I don't have a problem with dying. I was dead forever before I was born. Yeah. Maybe. Would it be peaceful? I don't think it, how can it be peaceful if there's no you to experience it? Yeah. The thought of being here one moment and then not existing anymore. It's kind of scary, I think. That's really what bugs people as they get older. Is that all there is? Is this all there is? Am I going to fight uphill every day to try to get just another thing done, try to exist just a little longer, and then one day, click, I'm gone. I can't even enjoy the peace, the resting in peace, because I have no eyes to see, I have no ears to hear, I have no mouth to speak. I'm no longer here. Yeah. Maybe it's like that. Or maybe it's the other one where you pull yourself away from the viewfinder and you realize there's this whole other reality you've been ignoring for some period of time. And you go on with this other life. And maybe at some point you see another viewfinder and, you stick your face up against it and put another quarter in and, you treat yourself to the sweet and sour life of misery and joy that exists here on this plane of existence. I was redundant. It's hard. It's hard to describe where you're at when you don't know it because you're here and you're not there. Never know. It could exist, it could not. We'll never know until we die. Yeah. Not like we're going to die anytime soon. It's just late. And it's time to sleep. And maybe in the morning we'll wake and we'll see everything is changed, but it still remains the same. Yeah. Well, I hope I wasn't too morbid. And I hope you enjoyed listening to me talking about stupid things. And I hope to see you again next time, as long as click doesn't happen. Bye.